I think everybody have insurance in their life, car insurance, health insurance, property insurance. Everybody has insurance. And there are 3 guys selling this insurance and trying convincing people to buy their insurance. The first man came and said, buy my insurance. It covers casket to casket. When you are born child, they put in a casket. So casket to casket, it covers, he said. The second one said, you buy me, buy mine. It covers from the womb to the tomb. It's also wider one, from a mother's womb to the cemetery. But the third one said, perhaps buy mine. I'm so Catholic, and buy my insurance, it covers so much. It covers from the conception to resurrection, so which is much more important. So conception to resurrection. So as people, we worry about insurance, safety, freedom of life, liberty. Perhaps much more important. When I made my trip to New York, I was there in front of the Statue of Liberty, taking so many photos. So these are things very much important in life. We would like to have our own freedom. But when freedom we have, we need to be very careful not to clash freedom with faith. We have faith and we have freedom. And what happens in the first reading today, there were 7 brothers. They were asked to eat the meat, the pork. How many like pork meat? How many? I like pork. Perhaps everybody likes it. Maybe how many don't like pork? Nobody raises their hands, I think. So it's easy, they are asking him to eat the pork, but not one, but one after another. They are torturing them, they are killing them, from the first one to the 7th one. But all 7 brothers rejected, and they said, rather we will die than eating the pork. And what's the problem? What is there eating pork? There's always, faith should not clash with our own freedom. So as for the 7 brothers, eating pork is the abomination against God. They cannot eat the pork. That means if they eat, they reject their own God. How it has a biblical background. Pork. Now first, during those times, the non-Jewish people, the Gentiles, the other community, the Babylonians, so as to say, the people, those who worshipped idols, or those who worshipped many gods, were eating wildly the pork. So, for the people of Israel, there is no many God. And it's very strong in the Old Testament. In each one of the books, there's always this, you have only one God, to whom you worship. There is no other God. So therefore, since the people who believed in idols, believed in many gods, ate pork, the people of Israel decided not to eat pork. Why? If you eat pork, you are agreeing that you can worship the idols. If you eat pork, it symbolizes that you accept pagan gods or many gods. Now is the issue. The people of Israel, they never took for granted their faith. That's what the Bible says. They were very serious in their faith. Therefore, the 7 brothers, with their own freedom of heart, said, we will not eat pork. That means we will not reject my God. I have one God, whom I believe. Even I will die for him, rather than eating his pork and rejecting my own God. And the second reason why the people of Israel rejected pork, as for the people of Israel, the firstborn is much more important in the family. And he is the leader of the family. And he is the one who has to make sacrifice. He is the one who has to pray when the family gathering comes together. And he is the one to offer offering in the Jerusalem temple, not other brothers. The firstborn. And every firstborn should be presented in the Jerusalem temple, culture of the Jewish people. That's why when Jesus was born, we see Mary and Joseph taking Jesus to Jerusalem temple to present him, because he is the firstborn to them. Much more important, the ideology of the firstborn, the elder brother. But there's another issue with regard to the pigs. I was reading through, just to think about. Pigs can give birth. One pig can give birth at a time from 4 babies to 42 babies. So far in the history. At one time, 42. So when it gives birth, it is too difficult to find out which is the firstborn. It's very difficult because it gives birth in numbers. It's not that much easy to find out. Therefore, the people of Israel rejected the pigs. Why? We can't find the firstborn. And in their lifestyle, in their faith, offering the firstborn to God is much more important. Whatever the animal, lamb, sheep, the firstborn will be offered to God. With regard to the pigs, it is too difficult to find which is the firstborn. They cannot offer to God. So therefore, they rejected the meat, pork, or anything with regard to the animal, pigs. They are totally rejected. But now the king is forcing them to eat. That means forcing them to reject their faith experience, their faith culture, their faith and their God. That's why the 7 brothers reject. We will rather die than eating the pork. So they took faith, their freedom, so seriously, and they were ready to give their life. So how are we in our personal life? Do we take faith very seriously? Today's society, we don't need to give our life, but to give our time, to give the fruit of our hard work to other people, works of charity, works of love. They always admire Mother Teresa. Her tremendous work for the lepers, for the people in the street, touching the wounds of other people, cleaning it. They always admire, but to be take part in that work, having faith is not enough, but participating in the works of faith is much more important. That's what Jesus is telling us through the gospel today. So faith and freedom is much more important. At the same time, it has to be practiced with our full freedom. Food and faith is always, many a time, it's a problem. Back in India, since the year 2014, the new government came to the power. It's kind of Hindu fundamental government. Once it came to power, that's wrong. There's no wrong in that they are coming into power. But what happened since the time they came into power until now, as for the record, 47 people were being dragged out of their house and killed in front of their house just because they had beef meat. Nothing they did. They just had the beef in their refrigerator or in their house. And therefore they were killed. Mostly they're Muslims. But this is the cruelty with sometimes when faith took over the freedom of other people. It never should. And that's what Jesus in the gospel tells us. Those people with their own freedom trying to trap Jesus with the question comes from the Mosaic law. There are 7 brothers, again 7 numbers. 7 married a woman. And now they're asking this woman who married 7, whose wife she will be. And they are trying to trap Jesus into penalty, trying to make him so that he is a wrong person to the people. So when we misuse our own freedom, then we would like to hurt people. And that's what happens even with Jesus. But always Jesus is brilliant, is intelligent, is much more than anyone else. And therefore he says, neither they marry nor we marry. They all become like angels. The wonderful answer that Jesus has given to them, and they were not able to much proceed But in our today life, are we able to have this wonderful, prudent answer in the society? When question like that, I can ask so many questions like that. As a Catholic, we could be asked so many questions like that. What question that Jesus faced in their life, I could be faced. What's wrong from conception to the resurrection? What is that if someone dies in the conception? What is there, with regard to the gender identity? There are so many questions as you are thinking about. It comes, they can ask us. And even very brilliantly, our poor Francis is able to escape all those questions by saying, "Who am I to judge?" Really said, kind of escaping from our faith, but still it's much more prudent in this modern world. But the fact we have freedom and we have faith, and our freedom should not take over the faith, should not take over the basic human identity. Everybody wants their freedom. Everybody wants their privacy. So in the name of privacy and freedom, the human life is in danger all the time. And that's what Jesus reminds us. We all like angels, not only in heaven, even in conception, we are like angels. Even in life, we are like angels. But as the human society goes forward much more with freedom, much more with wealth, much more with modern technology, and what is in danger is the human life, the very human life and very human dignity. The dignity of the body is always in danger. That's what today, in a little way, we are called to think. With our freedom, to we stop our faith or to we strengthen our faith? How are we in our personal life?